Hey guys, Kelly Williams here, founder of Entirelyfit, exercise physiologist, and wellness coach with the International Association of Wellness Professionals. And today I want to talk to you about 6 ways that you can boost your testosterone naturally. Now, testosterone, as you know, is a big buzzword in the medical news these days, and it seems like every time you turn on the TV or turn on the radio, you're getting some kind of an ad about low T. And the ads are intended to make you think that you might have low T. And, because they say things like, if you're having low energy, or if you're having trouble losing weight, or if you're not putting on the muscle mass that you want, these are signs, or even sex drive, low sex drive. These are signs of having low testosterone. And while those are true, those are symptoms that can be related to a lot of things. So it may or may not be related to testosterone at all. Really, testosterone, though, it's a hormone that is found in both men and women. Men just have more of it. And it really is involved in a lot of things related to men's health. It is related to helping you maintain or lose body fat, put on muscle mass or maintain muscle mass. It's great for your bones. It's great for having normal sex drive. It is helpful in helping with mood, so reducing depression and anxiety and things like that, and energy level. So those are all important symptoms that we need to be aware of, but they're not always associated with testosterone. There can be many factors that cause those things. But if you're having those types of symptoms and feel like you need to get it tested, by all means, go and have it tested. Now, let's talk a little bit more about testosterone, though. It peaks when we're about 18 or 19 years old, and then really every year after that, it's going to drop by 1% to 2%. So naturally, as we age, our testosterone is going to go down. However, it doesn't have to go down. It doesn't have to get too low, though. We can do things to help maintain it naturally. Researchers are even identifying that some interesting trends. Testosterone in men now across the board is lower than it was even 4 decades ago. And they think it's a lot to do with the type of lifestyle that we have. There are more men that are overweight and obese than there were 4 decades ago. We're not as active as we used to be. Those are 2 of the things. And there are also some environmental factors that we need to be aware of as well. So by the time we're in our 60s, about 20% of men may have low testosterone. And then in our 70s and beyond, it can be, 30%. But so it declines naturally, but it doesn't have to be too low. So there are 6 things that I think will help you keep your testosterone as high as possible in a natural way. The first thing is to get adequate sleep. If you can sleep 8 hours a night, that's great. And it would be even better if you could get as much sleep as you need and not even have to set an alarm to wake up. If you do have poor sleep and you have other sleep issues like sleep apnea or snoring, definitely work on some strategies to improve your sleep, even if it means seeing a sleep professional and getting those things addressed, because it is highly related to having lower testosterone levels. Number 2, it's great to eat quality food. In order for our bodies to function as good as they can possibly function, we have to give our bodies the right fuel. And that is in the foods that we eat and the beverages that we drink. Really just a variety of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, proteins, fats, nuts will get us the variety of food that we need to get a healthy diet. And so just look for foods that are in their natural form more often than not. Definitely high antioxidant foods that are found in fruits and vegetables mostly, but you can also find them in some other foods as well. But your colorful fruits and vegetables dark leafy green vegetables all have some good antioxidants. So that's number 2. Number 3 is work on strategies to manage your stress. Men have a tendency to try to work through things on our own. We bottle things up, and it's important to manage your stress. I recommend practicing meditation, even if it's starting with a minute and then gradually increasing the amount of time that you meditate. Even adding prayer into your routine can be very helpful. And there are lots of ways to learn about meditation online if you've never done it and if you're a beginner. So just start with something easy, and it just comes with practice. I never thought that I would meditate regularly, and it's becoming part of my routine, and it does just take practice. Number 4 is we need to exercise. Any kind of exercise is going to be helpful. And the recommendations for exercise are at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week. But what researchers have found, though, is that strength training is going to give you the biggest boost in your testosterone improvement from an exercise standpoint. So we're talking about lifting weights, other resistance type of exercise that is heavier and that really involves doing repetitions in that 5 to 12 rep range. So meaning the weight is appropriate for 5 to 12 reps. If it's too light and you can do a lot more than 12 to 15 or 20 reps, it still will be beneficial, but just not as beneficial as some of the more strength-related exercises. So, and number 5 is one of the environmental factors, and it is related to using plastics. So drinking beverages from plastic and eating from plastic containers allows plastics to leach into our beverages and the foods that we eat. And many of the plastics that we're exposed to are harmful to our testosterone production. So if you're going to store food in a plastic container, look for the numbers 1, 2, 4, and 5. And storage should only be cold storage containers, and never heat your food in plastic. So that's look for plastics that are 1, 2, 4, and 5, only for cold storage. Never heat your food in plastic. Glass containers are best, and that will also help with testosterone. And the last one is get good vitamin D. The best source of vitamin D is getting sunlight, getting exposure to sunlight, and really in that midday range, like from 11 to 1. There are foods that also offer vitamin D, and we're talking about things like salmon, eggs, sardines, cod liver oil, beef liver. So there are a variety of foods that offer natural sources of vitamin D as well. A lot of processed food is fortified with vitamin D, but those aren't really the kind of foods that we want to eat regularly. So work on getting enough vitamin D. So let's go through these one more time real fast. Sleep, our nutrition, managing stress, getting enough exercise, especially strength training, the plastic containers, reduce plastics in our food, and get enough vitamin D. And so I hope these tips help. Start practicing some. If any of them require that you get physician approval, like the strength trainer, something like that, by all means do that, and only do things that are using your common sense related to things that are healthy for you. But these are some good tips. I hope they help. And this isn't just for men over 40. This is appropriate for any male over the age of 20. These are great practices to get used to doing so that you develop lifelong habits that promote good health. So until next time, be well, be fit, and be grateful. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.